In a city at peace with the empire called heirs, and rumors of the emergence of revolutionaries are heard. The revolutionaries consisted of farmers from small villages, and tonight they will revolt against the emperor. They will all take over the kingdom. Then there is a person who is trusted by the leader, namely Logan McLean. His job is to protect the sacred text at all costs. Logan's role here is very important because he has to protect the secret text from the emperor and retrieve it. So this role is very important because Logan will be targeted by the military. Logan accepted this role not merely out of patriotism, but rather as an attempt at revenge, because he had lost to his little brother Ronian and was considered useless in his family. Logan was so depressed that he had the heart to poison his younger brother, so he became paralyzed and he was thrown out by his father. He was expelled from the family and began wandering as a mercenary for 10 years. Then he regretted his actions against his brother and tried to change his life. But when he wanted to go back, it was too late. When he returned, it was heard that there was an aura user who was fighting on the front lines against the emperor, and today he would be executed by the emperor. Logan knew that it was his younger brother Ronian, so he ran to save him. It was too late because Ronian had already been executed and Logan was venting his anger. He promised to take revenge on the emperor for killing his family and for depriving him of the opportunity to apologize to his younger brother. The night of the rebellion arrived. Logan had succeeded in retrieving the secret text. However, he was targeted by many militaries. He tried to fight the military alone with his sword. He succeeded in defeating the troops that confronted him, but he was surrounded by the soldiers. Then he dropped his sword to the ground. Logan took out a blue ball and he held it. The ball looked like a bomb, and he blew himself up along with all the soldiers there. When Logan was on the verge of death, his deepest desire was to apologize to his family. And he woke up. Unexpectedly, he returned to where Logan was in the kingdom and where he met his servant named Rick. Logan is very confused about why he can return to this time. Even though previously he was on the verge of death, then his brother came. Logan recognized this voice as his brother. He remembered this was the incident where he lost a duel with his younger brother. During the past incident, Logan scolded his brother for visiting him, but now he invited his brother to come closer. Logan regrets his actions in the past with his brother. He also apologizes. Such a good person as Ronian should not be killed by the Empire. Logan hugged Ronian tightly and apologized repeatedly while crying. If this is not a dream and not reality, then Logan has to change everything to the current situation. The servant came and apologized, but Logan forgave him because he used to often scold his servant, then told Rick to get a pen and paper while saying thank you. Rick was confused about why Logan was being nice. What Logan has to do now is note all the incidents that will occur in the future. Logan also met his father. Logan walked, but the servants around him looked scared. A servant fell in front of him and Logan helped him. But when he helped her, Logan's face looked scary to the waiter. He didn't know what kind of expression he should make. Logan also visited his father. Previously, he really hated his father for kicking him out, but that was a stupid thought because if there was no reason, then it wouldn't happen. His father was the patriarch of the Baron McLean family, namely Patrick McLean. Logan asked his father's permission for isolated training on the family land, and in his mind, he did that because he wanted to strengthen the troops throughout the territory. And the most important thing is money, because he knows that in the future, there will be incidents where he has to practice his martial arts skills and express his opinions. However, his father didn't believe him, thinking that Logan would run away. After Logan succeeded in persuading him, his father finally allowed him to train on the family land for 3 months, but for his father it was too short. 3 months was too little for his father, but he finally gave Logan permission to train. Logan also took out a secret textbook from his bag, and of course, this was only a duplicate. He would try to learn the divine sword technique, a secret technique passed down by ancient knights. Before regression, he would not be able to master this technique, but now is the time. By concentrating the force on his heart and creating a core, it was very unexpected that when Logan was gathering energy, the energy itself exploded in his body. Then he tried to slash using the sword. If it continues like this, he will progress very quickly in 3 months, and he continues to train every day. This was his final training, and of the 10 techniques, there was one technique called slashing wave. Then he released that technique. He continued again with the rippling divide technique, and the results satisfied him. His training was over, and he was proud to be able to meet his father. When he wanted to meet his father, he was blocked by a soldier and was not allowed to meet his father. Logan, with his sharp senses, could hear the conversation from afar that he was being teased by the soldiers. Logan didn't accept being treated like this when he wanted to meet his father, and he intended to teach the soldier a lesson. Logan invited the soldier named Dominant to a duel by throwing his glove in his dominant face. With an angry face, the Dominant agreed to Logan's challenge to a duel. Dominant accepted the duel, but he was very annoyed because Logan looked relaxed. Then another soldier came to referee the duel, and only wooden swords were allowed to be used, and the fight began. They both had their own moves. Dominant also used their force only to fight Logan, but they underestimate Logan because he has mastered force well, but in contrast to Dominant force, his force is still very messy. Dominant attacks with his sword while releasing his force power at Logan. When Dominant released his full power, Logan easily stopped him using his wooden sword to Dominant's leg. Dominant fell to the ground. It looked so fast that people couldn't see it clearly, and they know that Logan can master the force. Dominant doesn't believe that he lost to Logan, and he doesn't accept being defeated so easily. Because he couldn't accept being defeated, Dominant attacked Logan again with his wooden sword, but Logan managed to stop it easily. Dominant has given up, but Logan still beats him because this is punishment for not respecting his superiors. Everyone was very surprised because Logan returned with the force powers he had mastered and could defeat a knight, Dominant, easily. Logan has met his father, and apparently, he also saw Logan's fight with Dominant. Then father believed that Logan's strength had grown, but he didn't confirm that he had attacked a knight. Logan tried to explain why he had gone that far to his father, because the soldier had spoken ill of his family lineage so as to destroy the discipline of the royal troops. When he explained it, his father finally understood this and easily forgave Logan. His father told Logan that his fiancée, Rena Wolves, would be here soon. Hearing this, Logan was very happy. Princess Rena Wolves has arrived at McLean's residence. They were surprised because Princess Rena Wolves had grown into a beautiful woman. But Logan doesn't look like he came to this place. Rena also read her letter to McLean's family, and the contents of her letter were the annulment of her marriage to Logan. Logan already knew the reason for his marriage being annulled, because Logan at that time was considered the worst son of the McLean family, and his father was furious with this decision because it was seen as degrading his family. Rena tried to explain because she couldn't refuse orders from her family and couldn't help but have to obey her family's wishes. Marian Kairos is Logan's stepmother. She explains why the marriage was annulled, and Logan's stepmother is a nuisance to him because it concerns the royal hair. Rena did not give them a reason for canceling her marriage, and as a substitute for the failure of her marriage, Rena Wolves will provide compensation of 3 million gold. Logan's father did not accept this situation. The highest-ranking knight from the Wolves family was afraid of facing Logan's father's power. Logan's father thinks this is oppression from his family, but not for the Wolves family because this is a situation that cannot be avoided. Logan's father finally decided not to accept the offer from the Wolves family, but he wants Rena to apologize to Logan sincerely. However, Logan seems to want to get the money, not to receive forgiveness. Logan explained that his family had to accept the money as a sign of annulling their marriage. His father refused because this was a matter of honor for him, and he would not take the money. Logan still insists because McLean's family is poor and has a debt to the bank now. If it wasn't for the Kairos family's help from Logan's stepmother, the McLean family wouldn't be able to survive. In Logan's heart, he really wanted to talk about a very poor family like that, but in the current circumstances, it will not happen. Logan still explains that the status of the Wolves family is higher than other MC families, and his father had to receive the money. Rena said that her family had a rational attitude, but Logan denied this because he already knew the scenario in his previous life. Logan learned in his previous life that he was lied to by Rena, and Rena attacked Logan. She lied to Logan because at that time, Rena thought Logan wasn't worthy of being with her. Rena slandered Logan, and in his previous life, he had made a lot of mistakes, and his family didn't believe it. And Logan also wants to take revenge on Rena, because previously his family had to apologize to the Wolves family and had to pay compensation. This time, Rena will not get anything from Logan. Logan thinks that if he changes, then his family will change. He insists he will save his family first, rather than his current reputation. Logan accepted the compensation offered by Rena. His father was against it, but he still wanted compensation rather than a fake apology. But still, Rena wants the final decision on Patrick and Klaine. For some reason, his father gave his final decision to Logan, and it surprised him. Princess Rena looks like she doesn't agree if Logan makes the final decision, but Logan has to bear the consequences of this decision, because this will be a shame for him in the future. In the end, Logan took this stance and received compensation from the Wolves family. Father still doesn't approve of it because it has lost the value of honor for his family, but Logan is doing this for the sake of his family. Finally, his plan was successful and he was able to get 3 million gold. Someone knocked on Logan's room and it was Dwayne. Logan has a bad feeling about Dwayne and what he has planned for him. Dwayne, the financial manager of the Klaine family, is experiencing a crisis of ideas because the finances of the Klaine family continue to dwindle, but it seems he has a plan. Dwayne continues to praise Logan for his actions yesterday, but Logan responded very flatly and thought it was a joke. Dwayne seemed to have run out of words, and this money was all Logan's. Dwayne thought hard about how Logan could give him 3 million gold. He lives like he has no self-worth, and Dwayne explains that the family has a debt of 3 million gold. But Logan already knows Dwayne's words because of his previous life, and told him to cover it with income from the harvest. Logan knew what Dwayne meant and immediately refused his request. He still uses this money for his family, but not to pay debts, but other things. Logan makes a decision to move forward. If the family succeeds in paying off the debt, then what happens is that the family will be in debt again, and Logan wants to erase this. Dwayne doesn't believe that Logan has changed drastically and cares about his family's situation. Logan has a request to Dwayne and will pay some of his family's debt, hiring mercenaries. Logan gets ready to leave to make more money. Thank you, friends, for joining us on this exciting adventure in the world of manhwa in today's manhwa maze. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on every exciting episode.